Okay guys, welcome to the Pike. This is one of the most amazing back rehabilitation tools we're going to do, essentially. It's a stretch, but it's so specific, okay? If you have an active disc hernia, that means when you bend forwards, you go, oh, I feel pain. You need to do this, all of this lying flat on your back, and none of your symptoms should show up. Sciatica is okay if it shows up here, as long as it does not travel in a line from your spine down your leg, because if it comes from your spine, it means the disc is poking out and touching your nerve root. Whereas if it's just coming from your leg, it just means that the nerve is being compressed somewhere in your hip and it actually really likes being stretched out. So generally speaking, piking looks like this. We grab a hold of our feet and we pull ourselves in. And yeah, to complete your pike, you have your head down to your knees, people do all sorts of things, head to knees, head to, what do they do, chin to toe, it gets crazy, right? But for the purposes of just the rehab we're doing, we're going to break it down into single leg piking. I found is the most helpful. So if you need a little bit of back support, if you're unsure of your back, you haven't built up a lot of tolerance, I really recommend doing this so gently to start off with, because you actually, if you push yourself hard, you actually could tear vulnerable tissues. So to build up your tissues, try to be, doing the Jefferson curl 1 or 2 times a week, 3 sets of 10, creating moderate fatigue in the low back, because then it's resistant in this position to tearing, all right? And very soon you won't even think twice about it. For me, I wouldn't really think twice about hurting my back here because it's so strong in these positions, all right? So single leg piking, this is what I want you to do. A lot of you are going to be super immobile, so you're going to pull your heel back to here, opposite hand grabs onto the opposite leg, and then we start to straighten out here. What we're searching for is a stretch in this instance in my left low back. So that's this side of my low back here. That's why I grab onto here. And what I'm going to do here is I put my other hand on top, and then I'm going to push that away. Okay, so what's happening here is like I'm being pulled apart. So my hips are staying here, but my spine is being pulled upwards here. And I'll experiment with, see how it feels to pull myself back. I might twist to the side a little bit until I find a really good stretch. So my toes are pushing me this way like this. Boom. My upper back is pulling me this way, and I'll experiment with my head down here or up here or wherever it feels good. I might turn a little to the side and I'll go, oh wow, that's such an amazing stretch. I can experiment with where my hip is here. So you really experiment with this until you feel you're hitting your back at just the right corner. So this feels nice. I'm bringing my knee in, and this angle, whatever it is, I don't need to understand the mechanics if I'm in your shoes. I feel, wow, that's a really nice stretch there. If you're really immobile, and so a lot of people, they feel it too much in their hamstring, stick something under your hamstring. I'm using a foam roller here, but you could easily use a bunch of towels. If turning your leg to the side a little bit can do it. If it's in your hamstring, that's okay, but we don't want it to, 1, be causing pain in your hamstring, and 2, I can't get into my back because my hamstring is just stretching too much. All of this needs to be loosened out anyway, so just take your time with it, Spend 1 minute here daily using pressure breathing, okay? So I'll give you a quick example. I'll do it for myself here. That's 1 breath. I recommend you spend 4 breaths here daily. When you're finished your workout, you might do 3 rounds of 1 minute, left, right, okay? This is belly down, okay? This is gonna get certain parts of your back. Then we also have to do side bending pancake, okay? So for the side bend, it's gonna get more into the side of my back or the corner line if you're following the morning sequence at the moment. So the same thing, it's like I'm waving over the top. Just wanna make sure that this doesn't get annoyed here. I might hold this here. Maybe I'll put it here. I'm waving over the top. So if you're immobile, you just start here, okay? Hopefully this will record it. If the audio is bad, sorry guys, but you'll get the picture anyway. So what I'll do here is, you see I'm putting my right arm inside my right knee, and I might even grab onto my foot or the bed here. And then I'm trying to look under my armpit. And as you play around with this and find the angles, as I'm straightening my knee, maybe I put a support under my knee here. I'm pushing my foot away or I'm pulling it back. And I'm going to find, whoa, amazing stretch along here. And you'll go, whoa, that's some stretch, wow. You might experiment like I'm doing here with your angle. So I say right here, my foot is pushing that way. That's pulling my arm. I'm kind of leaning back a little bit, and I just feel such an amazing stretch in my low back, in a corner of my low back, The low back is
there's so much going on there, you know, you just want to listen to your nervous system. I say, oh, right there, I might hold on here. Sometimes it's nice to hold on here. Sometimes it's nice to just push through, grabbing a hold of whatever feels good until you go, yeah, that's a great stretch there. Then pressure breathe like this. And I would
love to spend another few breaths there. That just feels so incredible. Like I have some work I need to I need to do in my back just to loosen out a few of these little pockets here that I've been building up. But that feels so good. Okay, so daily you may do a minute here, belly down, 1, 2, down. It's not important really for me for your head to touch your knee. It's just the direction we're kind of generally heading in this way. You know, what's important is you feel really great stretching. If your sciatic nerve is being compressed in your butt, your ham or your calf, that's where you're feeling it. Like a lot of people can just get rid of their sciatica by stretching their calf here. So that's 2 hands here, and you just get it into the calf. So get a really good pull. Where is that on my calf now? Maybe I'll use the support if it's too much in my hamstring. No, that doesn't help me, but it helps some people that I work with. And you're just going to find where that is in the calf, where I feel it. Whoa, I actually feel that traveling up into my bum, right where my sciatic nerve isn't compressed, but right where it's tight, we'll say. So I can feel that there, and that would be just such a great place for me to spend a few minutes to just loosen that out so my sciatic nerve can travel up and down and not just be pinched here or pinched in. Hopefully you heard all that, pinched in my calf. So that's how we make it more sciatic nerve dominant, is when we pull the foot back and when we pull the head down. Now, that's sciatic nerve, and then low back is when we lean back a little bit and push ourselves away. So it's like I'm being pulled apart this way. My foot is pulling me this way. So, whoa, I'm getting pulled this way. Excuse me, I'm being pulled this way with this hand. But then I'm kind of pulling myself back this way at the same time. I'm experimenting. Where is it? I go, whoa. Right there it is, okay? Now, that's hips facing forward. It's also really good to experiment with this, with hips facing this way, okay? And again, it's pulling me in another direction here, okay? You just, the change in leverages, the subtle changes in leverages just change everything, really. And you'll find a spot. The last one is, you might need to elevate your hips here a little bit. If you don't have the hip mobility, don't worry about this. We have hips facing forward, same thing again, just like that. And we have hips facing the camera, and same thing again. This is probably better for the side one here. And you might even feel this all the way up into your lats here. Amazing. Your lats are the biggest muscle in your body, and they attach into your lower back. So that is piking. That's the single leg is just so helpful. Also, you can do a double leg here. I'll go into this in more detail. I find a double leg is better as a mobility drill rather than a rehab drill. And but you might feel, oh man, honestly, sometimes at night when I'm doing my double leg piking and I'm pulling like that, this one is the most therapeutic for me. I grab it. The mic is just a bit of a pain, sorry. So I grab a hold here, and then I pull myself. So see, my feet are pushing me, and then I kind of pull back a bit here, and it just feels so good on my back. I go, oh, I really get into some good stuff. I can turn my feet a little out or in until I say, yeah, that's a good spot. Or if I want to make it more sciatic nerve, I pull my feet back, and I can pull my head down. All right. That's everything for piking, I think. I probably forgot a lot of stuff, but if you're not used to this, don't force it. Take it really easy, because if you are very vulnerable in your back for a disc bulge, pushing yourself here is where it's going to go if you haven't already thickened it up a little bit. So you can still do it, be gentle. And how do we stop our back from bending? Well, how we do that is we just lie flat on our backs here, okay? And I might just use a belt here to start off with. Opposite hand, either onto my toe, or I might hold onto a belt here, and just start to loosen out this area while keeping my back straight, okay? Search around, see can you find anywhere where it feels good to just start stretching out this posterior line here, all right? Honestly, guys, this is one of the most valuable stretches I think you can find for your low back. And I just mentioned about the lat. being such a big part, like all running up into your shoulder. Hopefully you can see this guy back here. I'll just tilt the camera so you can definitely see him. Okay, let's zoom in and have a look at this guy. There, you can see the lat there on the middle fella. Whoa, where is he? Right there in the middle. His lat runs all the way down into his low back. So the thoracolumbar fascia, which attaches into all of the vertebrae of the lumbar spine pretty much. So yeah, that's it guys. Hopefully. Okay, here we go. End of the video. Thank you very much guys. If you have any questions, please drop a comment. Also, please help my channel by subscribing, just drop a comment saying thank you or ask me a question. You know, it just helps the algorithm, help my channel, help my business. Yeah, really happy to help. If you have any questions, please let me know. Be gentle, take your time, think of this in weeks, not in days of your progress, okay? And yeah, I really hope this helps you as much as it's helped me and all my clients here in clinic, all right? Have a lovely day, guys. Peace.